have these out-of-towners that are staying in a hotel and they go to a front desk staff and they say, what's going on tonight? Oh, there's a bar down the street. You know what? There's a lot more than a bar down the street. And that's our job, is to make sure people understand what's going on in town.
You guys have an exciting announcement right now. It's just come out. You wanna tell everybody about what it is you guys have going on?
Absolutely.
Hello and welcome to the Something Better podcast. I'm your host, Joe Conroy, Public Information Officer for the City of Bakersfield. And this episode, we're joined by Matt Billingsley. He's the supervisor for Visit Bakersfield. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So for people that aren't familiar, tell us a little bit, what is Visit Bakersfield? Where is it that you work?
Visit Bakersfield is actually the visitor center for the city of Bakersfield. We are at 515 Truxton. We're right next to the Veterans Memorial, next to the Amtrak station. We're there for visitors, but we also have another function. We are funded through what is called a transient occupancy tax. It's the hotel bed tax. So what we do is try and bring people from out of town into town. When they stay in a hotel, there's a tax associated with that room night, and that goes directly towards Visit Bakersfield and is spent on marketing the destination. We go to trade shows all over the country and say, this is why Bakersfield is the destination for your event. This is why you need to bring your event into town.
So, and when you say events, like what type of things are you talking about?
Things like the CIF Wrestling Championship that are coming up next month, March meets, different youth sporting events. A lot of youth sporting events is where we really focus, just because we have so many fields. We have such great weather year round. We are really a destination for youth sporting. That's kind of where we've focused. We have started also. We've done some work in associations, family reunions, government stuff. Any kind of meeting that is going to be either at a hotel or the convention center that are going to bring people in from out of town that are going to spend the night. And
the goal there is when they bring their event, people are spending their money here in town, and the city is making some revenue off taxes, sales tax and that sort of thing, right?
Correct. So it's, when we look at an event, there are sometimes we have some funding to help offset some of the field costs, or like if the event would not come, if not for maybe a stipend from the city to help offset the field cost, we look at that, and if we're going to get more transient occupancy tax than what we're giving, that's pretty much an automatic plus. But then there's also, are the visitors going to spend more money than what we're giving, and that is, with local business, tax revenue, all the local business. Everyone wins when we bring people in from out of town and they spend their money.
Yeah, and we're competing with, so to speak, with other cities, because some event or some organization wants to hold their event, and so they're looking for a place that, can take their event and then also maybe offer some amenities and that sort of thing. And so we have to kind of show ourselves off a little bit, right?
Right, exactly. And I mean, everywhere has a baseball field.
Sure.
Everywhere has a convention. Not everywhere has a convention center, but a lot of places have a convention center. What sets us apart? One, we're affordable. We're within California, we're one of the most affordable meeting cities. Our location, we're within a 4-hour drive of 90% of the state's population. So when we go to these trade shows, a lot of the events we're looking at is that state and regional event, that drive market. We know our air service limits us compared to some of the other cities that we're going up against. But we really focus on trying to bring that event that is going to pull from the drive market within a 4-hour drive. That's kind of what we're looking for, and we've been pretty successful doing that.
Okay. And then your role as supervisor, what is it you do at Visit Bakersfield?
I have an amazing team. Basically, it's whatever my team needs to me to help them with. We're marketing the city. We've got the sales team, like I mentioned, that is out traveling the country right now. Our sales manager is in Florida right now, trying to bring some sporting events into town. We've got our marketing department and our administrative department. Basically, they're the ones that are out there saying, these are all the wonderful things to do in town. This is what's going on. These are all the amazing businesses we have. There are things to do in town. The one thing that we run into is sometimes the locals are our own worst ambassadors, and our job is to educate locals. There are things to do. When you have these out of towners that are staying in a hotel and they go to a front desk staff and they say, what's going on tonight? Oh, there's a bar down the street. You know what? There's a lot more than a bar down the street. And that's our job, is to make sure people understand what's going on in town.
And kind of on that, you guys are outside the Amtrak station, so you get a lot of tourists. You get the bus tours and things come through, and but it's not just tourists. It's not just outsiders. You guys are able to educate and welcome locals too, and maybe tell them about some of those things they don't know about.
Yeah, that's a great point. Is I would say probably 20 to 30% of our visitors in the visitor center are locals. Had no idea this was here, what it is, what you guys did, and most of them walk away having knowing what's going on and not having any clue that it was there before.
Yeah.
We're a resource for locals. We get a lot of real estate agents in. They ask for relocation guides, relocation information. People are coming into the city all the time. We want to be that one-stop resource. When you move into town, where do I go?
Where do we start? Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, I think that's a great message too. That hey, if you haven't been to visit Bakersfield, if you haven't come through and learned about the different things, even if you've lived here your whole life, whether it's 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, come in to visit Bakersfield. Check it out. Chances are that you'll learn something that you didn't know was here, or something about the city itself. The staff over there is amazing, and they have all sorts of pamphlets that are things both in town and, of course, near town as well. So if you want to travel out, there's information about things that you can do outside of the city as well. But great resource. I mean, I've learned a lot of stuff. I'm not from here either, and I've learned a lot of stuff over there.
Perfect. And thank you. Just another point to that is visit Bakersfield.com. That is pretty much all of the pamphlets and everything you can get. You can download there. We're very digital friendly now. Pretty much any of the resources you can get other than the touch point, any specific questions, a lot of that can be found on our website. And then coming in, always we'd be happy to basically create an itinerary for you.
Yeah.
What's going on that week.
And speaking of being digital friendly, you guys have an exciting announcement right now. It's just come out. You wanna tell everybody about what it is you guys have going on?
Absolutely. We've got a brand new mobile pass. It's called the Kern County Historical Trail. Basically, and I just said that wrong. It is a Bakersfield Historical Trail.
That's fine.
Whoops.
That's okay.
So basically what it is, the Bakersfield Historical Trail, it is just over 30 local points of interest from throughout history. It's a pass that you're going to go on to visit Bakersfield. You'll download it. Once you're there, it'll have those 30 plus points. You basically go in, you check in. There is a video, there's a quiz on each one. And as you go through and you learn about the history of our city, you answer these questions. Each question will give you points, and the more points you accumulate, there are several prizes that Visit Bakersfield is offering. As you move up in points, as you stop by more locations, the prizes get better. Let me just give you an idea of what some of the prizes are now. We on the lower prizes, we've got a Bakersfield license plate sticker. We've also got a clock tower magnet. Those are some of the lower point prizes.
Okay.
As you get a little higher, we have a T-shirt with the logo, the Bakersfield Historical Trail logo. And I'll get you a photo of that. Maybe even leave this one here.
Sure.
And then also when you get to the total, right now we have 32 points of interest. Once you complete all of those, that prize is an annual pass to the Bakersfield. The Buena Vista Museum of Natural History.
Awesome.
So and that is per person, per pass, per phone. So if you've got a family of 5 and you all want to do it, each person just downloads the pass on their phone. You complete all 32, and everybody has a pass for the next year for the museum.
Cool. So it's kind of a little bit of a tour. You physically go to the location, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So you walk from place to place. It's geolocated, geofenced. So you have to walk from each building to the building. Some will have are historical markers. Some are just buildings. Some are places where buildings used to be, because not every building from the past is still there. So it's just a combination of different, and it really is. We just celebrated a few weeks ago the city's birthday.
Sure.
So this is kind of a step back into the past. A lot of people don't realize how young we are, and at the same time how old we are.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of history here, and you look throughout the community, and we've talked to some of the resources throughout the community, and people are so ingrained in the history of the city. I mean, there are people that are very, very passionate about it, and they're willing, have come forward and willing to help. So, I mean, I think the history of the city is, as young as we are, is very, very deeply ingrained. And we talk about our, the Bakersfield Sound and the roots and all of that. And that is really, for as young as a city as we are very entrenched in the past.
Yeah. And then you don't have to do it all at once, right? You can kind of do it.
Correct.
When you have time.
Yeah, it'll save your progress as you go. So if you've, ideally, you'd like to give it maybe 3 hours to complete the whole path, 3 or so hours. So
it's not too bad.
If you can do the whole thing in a day, great. If you got to separate it, between multiple times, that's
you can do that.
You can do that as well.
Yeah. And then my understanding is there's a familiar voice or voices included in this.
Correct. We actually were able to get Bob Price, the local historian, who voiced about half of the location. So we really appreciate him coming on.
And so he just narrates when you go to a location like this is. He explains to you what the location's about.
Basically, yeah. He we scripted it. We ran everything. Through the historians, we fact-checked as much as we could, and he basically came in and lent his voice.
Awesome.
So, I mean, he is kind of the authority of Bakersfield history at this point.
Add some credibility to it,
correct,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of touched on this a little bit. We touched on it a little bit with Visit Bakersfield itself, but is this only for tourists or people from outside to kind of get to know the city, or should locals do this?
This is for anyone who is interested in the past and interested in Bakersfield history. There's no age limit to who can download. I mean, from 2 to 102, come and enjoy Bakersfield's Pass. So I think it is a free pass. A lot of times there is, what is there to do that's free? That's one of the biggest questions we get in our lobby. What is there to do in Bakersfield? Oh, it's free. This is an answer to that question. We have many passes. We've got our Bakersfield Brewery Trail Pass. We've got our Wine Trail Pass.
I know those have been popular.
Savings Pass, yeah, absolutely. And it's funny when we launched our Brewery Trail Pass. It actually. It brought down our site for that weekend.
Oh my God!
We had so much traffic, and actually the vendor we used had never seen that. I don't know if it was just the luck and there was nothing going on that weekend, but man, you guys showed up for the Brewery Trail Pass. But
awesome.
We are very excited going forward with this one. We think this is going to be just as big as that one.
Yeah, you guys always have these fun different programs and things to get people involved and maybe learn something or maybe earn some some fun prizes, those sorts of things. So it's always exciting.
Yeah, we appreciate it, and anytime we can get community, the community involved, local business, our museums are great partners. Anytime we can get the community involved and give people something to do, and for free, that's always good. That's always a good thing.
That's always the right price, right?
This day and age, for sure.
Well, thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in today. It's exciting to learn about the Bakersfield Historical Pass. So you can go on and download that now. You can get that on Android, Apple.
It's actually not an app. It's not.
Oh, it's not an app.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's you go to visitbakersfield.com and there we'll have a thing there. You just click it and then you put in your email address and your phone number, and from that point on, it'll be all web-based.
Awesome. So there you go. Just go to visitbakersfield.com, download the pass there, and you're all set to go. So
you got it.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Joe Conroy. I'm the host of the Something Better podcast. If you like what you're hearing, click that like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode. And with that, we'll catch you in the next one.
Sounds good. Thanks, Joe.